Well, that's an interesting story because I started bookkeeping on paper ledgers for my dad's business many years ago. But at the time I was doing computing at school. So I brought in computers and computerized it on a software called Quicken, which was just like a cash book, basically. But it sort of revolutionized it. And I was like, okay, this is the way I've got to go in future. But my dad's business was a fairground. And I was quite encouraged to be entrepreneurial in that environment. I mean, you know, at the age of probably 10, I identified that our snack bar didn't sell crisps. So I bought crisps and set up opposite them and sold crisps. And I was given a change belt to give out change at times. You know, I made the candy floss. As I got older, I left school at 16, no qualifications or anything like that. And I did things like I converted the fairground into a rollerblading rink over winter. One year we had a shop in town that wasn't rented out, and I put a Christmas shop in there. I then put a permanent beauty salon in there. Now, eventually I met my husband in Glasgow and decided that although I loved my job, I really wanted to live in a bigger city because it was a small town and I wasn't, you know, that happy there. So I moved to Glasgow, and on my way out, I had to sell my shop. And I went to the accountant and said to him, you know, I need to sell it. I'm moving away. He said, what are you going to do next? I was like, I have no idea. Got no qualifications. Like, the only person I've ever worked for is my dad. I can't, like, how am I going to get a job? And he said, well, why don't you do bookkeeping? Because he'd obviously seen me carry out bookkeeping for various people in various businesses and all the rest of it. So he basically instructed me on a textbook to buy, and I bought the textbook and I worked through it. And then at the end of each chapter, there was questions and answers. So I worked through all that, and then I went and sat exams through Ideal Schools. So I never sat in a classroom or did anything like that. So basically, that's how it all started.